Hey guys, Paulo from CongaChops.com here, and welcome back to our Quick Tip Lesson Series. We're uploading new lessons each Wednesday and working on some different fills, phrases, and concepts that you can incorporate into your Conga playing. Now, I just want to remind you that this series is geared towards players with a bit of experience. So, if you're completely new to the instrument, please take a second to swing by CongaChops.com and check out our Congas 101 and Conga Fundamentals courses before you jump in. And if you haven't already, make sure to help us out by giving this video a like, subscribing to our channel, and turning on your notifications so you can know when our next lesson drops. This week we're going to work on a few more transitional fills to add to our arsenal. And they'll be based on the figures we learned in our first quick tip lesson on transitions from a couple weeks back. So feel free to check out that lesson first if you haven't already. Now, these fills will generally work very well to help us transition from a down section to an up section and can add some variety to our playing as long as we're very aware of the form of the particular arrangement and have an idea for where the timbal player will be playing his or her fills or transitions. Being that the timbales are commonly more responsible for helping us move from section to section in a traditional context, when attempting to use the transitions we're learning here, we have to make sure we're aware of the style we're playing in and be respectful of leaving space for the timbale player to play fills as well. So for this first example, we're going to work on a 4-bar phrase in 2-3 clave. We'll play our transition starting on the and of 4 in the 3rd bar, finishing off with a low drum open tone on the downbeat of the 1st bar of the following 4-bar phrase. Let's check it out. This transition feels very natural to play within our tumbao pattern because its first note, the open tone on the end of 4, is also the last open tone we play on the 2 side of our modern 1-drum tumbao. And it also leaves enough space for the timbal player to fill in and reinforces the downbeat of the following bar. Now, this makes it a relatively safe but super tasteful option when playing all kinds of different styles and respects the timbale player's sonic space. For this next transition, we'll be working on a bit longer phrase which involves some more notes. So, it'll be up to us to use our own discretion to decide when it feels appropriate to play a transition that's this busy. Now, remember that these fills just serve as different options when it comes to playing transitions. So we want to make sure that we use them tastefully, which can entail only using them once in an entire song, or taking the time to work them out with an entire percussion section to play in specific parts. Now, in any case, it's important to note that not every percussion instrument has to fill in every transition every time in the form. It's learning when and how to use these transitions that makes them especially powerful and adds some variety to our playing. So let's hear what this longer fill sounds like. So if we take a second to analyze this fill, we can see that the bulk of the action on behalf of the conga happens in the 3rd bar of the phrase, while we leave some space in the 4th bar to let the timbales do their thing. Now, it's important that we note that we're playing these examples in 2-3 clave. So these fills are initiated in the 3rd bar, which is on the 2 side of the clave, and end on the 1st bar of the following phrase, which is also the 2 side. If we wanted to play them in 3-2 clave, all we need to do is initiate them on the opposite side of the clave, in this case the 3 side, and make sure that the accents of our tumbao in the bars that precede and follow our transitional fills lock up with their respective sides of the clave. For our last transition, we're going to play a fill that uses all muffled tones on our main drum. Now, it's one of my personal favorites as it features a nice setup for the timbales to fill and also incorporates some upbeat accents just before getting to the downbeat of the following bar. Let's check it out. So now that we have our 3 transitions, let's work on using them to move up from a down section within an 8-bar phrase. So in the first 4 bars, we'll play a 1-drum tumbao as if we were in the down section of an arrangement, then use our first fill to transition up in the 4th bar to a 2-drum tumbao, where we'll also add a bongo bell. From there, we'll transition back down to our 1-drum tumbao after 4 bars, and move on to the next example within our 8-bar phrase.
One,
Let's see what it sounds like.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So as with all of our transitional fills, it's important that we're very aware of not only the form and dynamics of an arrangement, but also what the timbalero is playing, as they're traditionally responsible for helping us outline the form and move from section to section as a band. Now, remember that if you're working in a conjunto format where there is no timbal player, you'll generally have a bit more freedom with these types of transitions, as you'll be more responsible for outlining the form and helping the band move from section to section. These types of transitions are again something that you'll hear used more deliberately in a modern salsa context. Now, that's not to say that you won't hear the conga player add some fills to help transition in a more old school context, but as we mentioned in last week's lesson, one of the defining characteristics of the modern salsa sound is having more organized arrangements in terms of the individual percussion parts within different sections that allows for more interplay and complexity during transitions. This is something that you ultimately start to develop more of a feel for the more you listen to and analyze different players, songs, and styles. So now that you have some of these things in mind, try to see if you can spot where these types of transitional fills may be used as you're listening to your favorite recordings. If you're interested in learning more about what we do on Conga Chops and how we can help you take your playing to the next level, come check us out at congachops.com. We've got an incredible library of step-by-step courses and lessons, over 10 hours of exclusive practice loops, hand-picked Spotify playlists for every pertinent course and lesson on the site, and an amazing community forum where you can meet and discuss with other members, as well as get one-on-one feedback on everything you're working on. Just click the link below to grab a free 7-day trial and see what it's all about. Please don't forget to show your support for our channel by giving this video a like, leaving a comment down below as to what you'd like to see me cover next, and hitting subscribe so you can catch our new videos each week. I'll see you in the next lesson.